Yes, I am here. We can start now. Hello, my adoring public. No doubt you're pleased to see me. I know you've all taken time out of your busy schedules. You've all missed the royal wedding just to see moi. And, those other guys that aren't so important. Because, after all, it is all about me. But, maybe I should give them a little credit. I mean, they did show up, right?
Yes. Hello there. Yes? Please. Oh, you want an autograph, do you? Yes? Well, I'll give you autographs after the show. $50 each. Okay? You want here two? You want three? Four? Wow. And one for your girlfriend, right? Yes? 40. Okay. Don't worry, I'll get it done. Buongiorno! How's everybody doing tonight? How's it going? You guys ready for the show?
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, I didn't know those.
Guys have had a meeting at Timmy and decided that it's first class family fun. However, if it goes past 10 p.m., it's just self-indulgent. Pass it on. I'm on my own tonight. Mind if I join you?
Hello, Marcus.
Where's Hayes?
I'm standing in.
Where's Hayes? It's as if we exist, only one at a time. My presence defines his absence. His absence confirms my presence. The day Higgs and I walk down this aisle to claim our common seats is when hell freezes over. Pigs fly, and the Leafs win the Stanley Cup.
Where's Hayes?
The sight of me with the complimentary ticket should be enough. The streets are impassable tonight. The cry is rising from hill to hill. Where is Higgs? Perhaps he's dead, lost somewhere, succumbed to amnesia, wandering the waste with a pocket full of ticket stubs.
Okay. Well, I did bring Myrtle tonight. Not exactly her cup of tea, if you know what I mean.
Oh, you mean she won't get it?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's sort of a thriller, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah, you know, a who killed who thing.
I suppose so. Underneath.
Underneath. It's a who done it, man. Just look at it. Has it started yet?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
It's a box.
You can't start with a pause. If you want my opinion, there's a complete panic back there. Where's Higgs tonight, then?
It will follow me to my grave and become my epitaph. Here lies Moo. Where's Higgs? Sometimes I dream of revolution. A bloody coup d'etat by all the second strings. Stand-ins of the world, stand up. Sometimes I dream of Higgs.
Have a chair.
Thanks.
Here's the tip with the chin. Watch the girl.
The girl. What's girl? Oh, that's girl. You think she did it, do you?
No. The girl. You know, watch her.
Oh, you mean you know her, do you?
What's that supposed to mean?
Nothing.
I'm trying to tip you.
Yes.
For God's sakes, Moon, you could do yourself some good spotting her first time out like that. She's new, from out west, going straight to the top. And I don't mean to put words into your mouth, but a few words from us, and we can make her big stuff.
Yes, I suppose you've made dozens of stars like that.
I'll have you know I'm a family man, devoted to my homely but good-natured wife. And if you're suggesting...
No, not so long.
Falsely besmirched.
Is that her?
Oh, please. Wouldn't be caught dead with that old...
Mrs. Drudge, the help?
We interrupt our program for a special police message. The search still goes on for the escaped madman who is on the run in Muskoka. County police, led by Inspector Hound, have received a report that the man has been seen in the desolate marshes around Muldoon Manor. The man is wearing a floral shirt with white pants. He is of medium height in build and youngish with dark hair. Anyone seeing a man answering to this description and acting suspiciously is advised to phone the nearest police station. That is the end of the police message.
So that's what they say about me, is it?
What?
Oh, please. I know what goes on behind my back. Laughs, lies, pull in the corner innuendo. What have you heard?
Nothing of the sort.
Whatever. What, my dear fellow, ever. I take no notice of it. The sly envy of scandal mongers. I can afford to ignore them. I'm a respectable married man.
Ha! Incident!
I assure you.
Who was that woman I saw you with last night?
How dare you! How dare you! My wife Myrtle understands perfectly well that a man of my critical standing is obliged occasionally to mingle with the world of the footings, simply by way of keeping all faith with the world of the blazes.
Look, I didn't mean anything.
I find it simply intolerable to be vilified and pilloried in the stocks.
Can I have a chip?
Oh, you told you couldn't have just one.
Thanks.
As a matter of fact, I'd appreciate it if you didn't. Well, you know how these things get about.
What do you mean?
The fact is, Myrtle simply doesn't like you.
Right.
Of course.
Oh, by the way, congratulations, Birdboots.
On what?
At the Royal Alex, your entire review reproduced in New York.
Oh, that old thing.
You've seen it, of course.
In passing.
Yes, I intend to take a second look. You know, once it's settled, of course.
Oh, as a matter of fact, I have a few slides here if you would care to.
Slides. Yes, this is the one thing I live for. To look at your slides. The one thing. Ah, yes. It has color. It has scale. It is, in the best sense of the word, electric. I urge you to make haste to the Royal Alex, for this is the stuff of life itself. All I ever got was unforgettable for, what was it?
Oh, that was you? I thought it was taken.
Hello, living room of Lady Muldoon's country residence. One morning in early spring. Hello, the living room. Who? Who do you wish to speak to? No, I'm sorry, there is no one of that name here. I hope that nothing is amiss, for we, that is, Lady Muldoon and her house guests, are here cut off from the practical world, including Major Magnus, the wheelchair-ridden half-brother of Lord Albert Muldoon, who 10 years ago went up for a walk on the cliffs and never returned. And although poor, they had no children.
Derivative, of course.
Well, quite sound.
Should a stranger enter our midst, which I very much doubt, I will tell him you have called. Goodbye.
Ah, hello there. I'm Sam Gascoigne. The door was open, so I wandered in. I'm a friend of Lady Muldoon, the lady of the house, having made her acquaintance through a mutual friend, Felicity Cunningham, shortly after moving to the neighborhood just the other day.
I'm Mrs. Drudge. I don't live it by hopping on my bicycle to help in the running of this isolated but charming Muldoon Manor. Judging by the time, you did well to get here before high waters cut us off from all practical purposes from the outside world.
Ah, yes, I took the shortcut over the cliffs, through the smugglers' path. inaccessible house.
Yes, yes. Many visitors have remarked on the topographical work in the local strata, where there are no roads leading to the manor, though there are ways of getting from it, weather allowing.
I say, you country folk really know weather.
No weather what?
Yes, it does seem to be getting quite foggy.
Oh, yes, the fog is very treacherous around here. It shrouds the cliffs in a deadly mantle of blind man's bluff.
Yes, I've heard it said.
I've known whole weekends where, as lovely old cottage as this is, it might as well have been floating out on a pack of ice while the British would have done phoning the police. In fact, it was on such a weekend that Lord Albert Wilton brought his beautiful bride back to his ancestors, walked out of this house 10 years ago, and his body was never found.
Oh yes, poor Cynthia.
His name was Albert.
Yes, poor Albert. So tell me, is Lady Muldoon about?
I believe she's playing tennis on the lawn with Felicity Cunningham.
Oh, Felicity Cunningham.
Yes, a mutual friend, I believe you said. A happy coincidence. I will tell them you are here.
As a matter of fact, I really can't stay. Please don't disturb them. I really must go.
Oh, it's been some time since we had a foursome for euchre. And I'm due to play cards myself.
Oh, so there's another guest then.
Why, yes. Major Magnus, the wheelchair half-brother of Lord Albert Muldoon, who 10 years ago who just turned up from America, just the other day, I believe. He please come.
No. I think I must be waiting for Higgs to die.
What?
I'm afraid that I will vanish when he does.
What does that mean? Hello?
I think I must be waiting for him to die, and I wonder if it's the same for Puckridge.
Who?
Bill?
3rd Street.
Is that it?
Yes. Does he wait for Higgs and I to write each other's obituary? Does he dream?
To whom do you wish to speak?
What's he like?
Bitter. I'm sorry, I don't know any of that name here.
No, as a critic. What's Puckridge like as a critic?
As a critic? No one knows.
I'm sorry, you must have the wrong number.
It's always been Puckridge and I.
Simon Gascoigne. Not him, of course.
If it's not Simon, then who is it?
My guess is Magnus.
Oh, you think Simon is Magnus in disguise?
What?
But I thought you said that.
I don't think you're paying attention.
But
You keep chatting on about Peter Puckridge. What's the matter with you?
do they think they need?
Here is another police message. The OPP are still searching in vain for the madman who is on the loose in the deadly marshes of cottage country. Inspector Hound, who is masterminding this operation, is not available for comment, but it is widely believed that he has a secret plan. Meanwhile, police and volunteers are combing the swamps with megaphones, shouting, "Don't be a madman, give yourself up." That is the end of the police message.
Oh, yes.
Yes, it's sad, really. The life of a stand-in.
Yes. Yes.
It must be the same he thinks. He never gives me a second knock. I can tell by the way he thinks and the way he knocks.
Revenge, of course.
What?
Jealousy.
Don't be silly. There's nothing personal in it.
The paranoid grudge.
It is merely not enough to wax at another's wane, to be held in reserve.
Substitute. For I am moon. Continuous moon.
Moon in June, April, and September. And no member of the human race can dare keep warm my bit of space.
Yes, I can tell by the way he nods.
Quite mad, of course.
What?
The answer lies out there, in the swamps.
Oh.
Keep your eyes on Magnus. I say, Gertrude, that's the one.
You?
Yes, hello again.
What are you doing here?
Well,
Shh!
Honestly, darling, you really are extraordinary.
Yes, well, here I am.
You must have been desperate to see me. I mean, I'm flattered, but couldn't it wait till I got back?
There is something you don't know.
What is it?
I love another.
I see.
Look, I didn't make any promises. I merely.
You don't have to say anymore.
Oh, I didn't want to hurt you.
Of all the nerve!
Let me just explain.
You pedantic coward!
Well,
This is hardly the time and place. You think you can just barge in here whatever I happen to be doing?
Look, I want you to know my admiration for you was sincere. I don't want you to think I didn't mean the thing I said.
I'll kill you for this, Simon Gascoigne. I've come to set the card table, sir.
Well, as a matter of fact, I don't think I can say.
Oh, Lady Muldoon will be disappointed.
Oh, does she know I'm here?
Oh, yes, sir. I told her and I put her in quite the tizzy.
Really? Well, I suppose I fit here. Quite a tizzy, you say. Really?
Felicity. She's the one.
Nonsense. Red herring.
No, I mean it was her.
What was?
That woman I saw you with last night?
Are you suggesting that a man of my scrupulous integrity would trade his pen for a cheap affair simply because, in the course of my profession, I happen to have struck up an acquaintance that is a warm regard with a fellow toiler in the vineyard of grease paint?
That's preposterous.
I find it simply intolerable to be pillified and pilloried in the socks of common gossip.
I didn't mean it like that.
To find myself the object of uninformed malice, the petty slander of little men. To suggest that my good opinion in a journal of unimpeachable integrity would be at the disposal of the first coquette to give me what I want.
Right.
A ladies' man. Why, Myrtle and I have been together now for... Whoa. Who's that?
Simon!
Cynthia! Lady Muldoon.
No. Who is
Don't
she?
say anything for a moment. Just hold me.
A vision of eternal grace. Oh.
I think she's got her mouth open.
We can't go on meeting like this.
We have nothing to be ashamed of.
But darling, this is madness.
Yes, I am mad with love for you.
Please, remember where we are.
I don't care, I love you.
Don't. I love Albert.
He's dead. Do you understand me? Albert's dead!
No, I'll never give up hope. We're not free.
I don't care, Cynthia. We were meant for each other. Had we but met in time.
You're a cad, Simon. You'll use me and then cast me aside, just as you have cast aside so many others.
No, Cynthia. You make me a better person.
You're ruthless, so strong, and so cruel.
The son she never had, now projected onto this handsome stranger and transformed lover. Youth, vigor, the athlete, the animal, breaking down the barriers at the deepest level of desire.
Whoa. I think you're right.
Yeah, see?
Her mouth is open.
No.
You're making a fool of yourself?
I'll kill anyone who comes between us.
What is it? Should I close the windows, my lady? The fog is beginning to roll off the lake like deadly. Yes, you'd better. It looks as if we're in for one of those days. Are the cards ready? Yes, my lady. Please tell Mrs. Cunningham we're waiting for her then. Yes, ma'am. Oh, and fetch the major down, would you? I think we're here coming down right now.
Look up below!
Simon!
Never had a chance. Ran under the wheels. I are the witnesses.
Will Simon say something?
I'm most frightfully sorry.
How long have you been a pedestrian?
Ever since I could walk.
Can you walk now? Thank God. Hi, this is Simon Gascoigne.
What's he doing here?
He just turned up.
Really? How do you like it here?
I could stay here forever.
So, you're still here. Of course he's still here. We were just about to play cards, actually. There's no need to introduce you two, is there? I recall that you, Simon, met me through Felicity, our mutual friend. Yes, Simon is an old friend, so not as old as you, Cynthia, dear.
Yes, I haven't seen Felicity since.
Last night. Indeed. Well, you deal, Felicity.
partnered against me, Cynthia?
What do you mean, then?
Well, you are a damned attractive woman.
Please, remember Albert.
Albert's dead, and you are still young. Don't you think Albert would wish that you and I...
No, Magnus, this is not to be.
It's Gascoigne, isn't it? I'll kill him if he comes between us.
Simon,
Yeah, Simon's gonna get it all right.
right? Who starts?
I do. Pass.
Did I hear you say you saw Felicity last night, Simon?
Did I? Yes, well, oh, it's your turn, Felicity.
I've had my turn, haven't I, Simon? Now it seems it's Cynthia's turn. That's my trick, Felicity, dear. Hell has no fury like a woman scorned, Simon.
Yes, I've heard it said.
So, I hope you haven't been cheated, Simon.
No, it's just that I pulled all the cards.
Well, strange how Simon appeared in the neighborhood from nowhere. We know so little about him. Simon, you're here. Let's see. So I hear there's a dangerous madman on the loose. Simon.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yes, personally, I think he's out hiding in a deserted cottage on the cliffs.
You care.
Simon, your luck's in tonight. We shall see. The night's not over yet, Simon Gascoigne.
So, you're the crippled half-brother of Lord Wilson, who turned up from America out of the blue just the other day, are you? Why, it's taken you a long time to get here. What did you do, walk? Oh, well, I say, I'm really sorry.
Care for a spin around the rose garden, Cynthia?
No, Magnus, I must talk to Simon.
Why around that thing, Major?
You think so?
Yes, Major, I do.
There's an old American proverb passed down from the Blackfoot Indians that reads, "He who laughs last, laughs longest."
Yes, I've heard it said.
Well, I think I'll go and oil my gun.
I think Magnus suspects something. And Felicity. Simon, was there anything between you and Felicity?
No, it's over between me and Felicity. It was a mere passing, fleeting sort of thing. But now that I found you...
If I find that you have been untrue to me, if I find that you have falsely seduced me from my poor dear husband Albert, I will kill you, Simon Gascoigne!
Struts around downtown for a morning. And all I get is the leftovers.
Do you believe in love at first sight?
It's not that I'm a better critic.
I could feel my whole life changing.
I mean, I am a better critic, but it's not that.
Oh, the world will laugh at me, I know.
It's not that they are big shoes to fill.
Call me an infatuated old fool.
They are not.
I don't care. I'm a gunner.
He's just standing in my light is all.
It's the Blue Angels all over again.
An almost continuous eclipse, interrupted by the random phenomenon of moonlight.
Ah, sweet madness of love.
And I dream
Myrtle, farewell.
of the day his temperature climbs through his skull,
For I only live but once.
of the sweet spasm on the steps,
It's over.
of that stair he will never reach. Sometimes I dream I kill him.
What?
What?
Yes, a beautiful performance. Lord Lecter's piece, I shall say so.
It was a very promising debut, and I shall put in a good word.
It would be as hypocritical of me to withhold praise on personal grounds as to withhold censure.
You're right. Courageous.
Oh, I know what people will say. There goes Birdboo, buttering up his latest.
Pish posh, old man, ignore them.
But I rise above that. The fact is, I genuinely believe the performance to be one of the summits in the ranges of contemporary fame.
Well, I mean, does she actually come across with it?
A fair point. The part is written is a mere sight, but she, manages to make Cynthia a real person.
Cynthia?
And should she, as a result, care to meet me over a few drinks?
Oh, my you fickle old son of a...
Are you Well, now, shaping up quite nicely, wouldn't you say?
Yes, a nice, what's the word? Trichotomy of horses. Of course, one must reserve judgment until the final confrontation. But I think we are pretty sure we know where this play is headed.
I agree. It's Magnus a mile off.
What's Magnus a mile off?
If we knew that, we wouldn't be here.
Yeah. Anyways, let me say that it has élan, while at the same time avoiding éclat. Having said that,
And I think it must be said,
I think we are entitled to ask, does this play know where it is headed?
Well, it seems open and shut to me, Moon. Magnus is not what he pretends to be, and he's got his next victim marked down.
Does it, I repeat, declare its affiliations? There are times in this play, if we can call it that, and on balance, I think we can, where it seems to align itself uncompromisingly on the side of light. Je suis, it seems to be saying. Ergo sum. But is that enough? I think we are entitled to ask. For what is it here that elsewhere I have referred to as the nature of identity? And here, one is irresistibly reminded of Voltaire's cry, voila! I think we are entitled to ask, as a human being. Where is God?
Who?
God.
God?
Yes, I think we are entitled to ask.
The same, half an hour later. Would you like some cream, my lady? Yes, please. Would you like some cream, miss? Yes, please. Would you like some cream, Major?
Well, thank you.
Would you like some sugar, miss? Yes, thank you. Would you like some sugar, miss, please? Would you like some sugar, Major?
Yes, please.
Would you like this? No, thank you.
The second act, however, fails to fulfill the promise.
Would you like? If you ask me, there's something funny going on.
We interrupt our program for a special police message. The search for the dangerous madman now on the loose in Muskoka has narrowed to the immediate vicinity of Muldoon Manor. Police are hampered by the deadly swamps and the fog, but believe that the madman spent last night in a deserted cottage on the cliffs. The public is advised to stick together and make sure nobody is missing. That is the end of the police message.
Has anyone seen Simon? Who? Simon. Have you seen him? No. Have you met?
No.
Yes. There's something foreboding in the air. This is a kind of a publicity. That house is locked up tight. No one can get in. And the police are practically on the doorstep. I don't know. It's just a feeling. Only the fog.
Hound will never get through on a night like this.
Fog. He means the inspector. Is he bringing a dog? Not that I know of.
Never get through the swamps. Yes, I'm afraid the madman can show his hand in safety now.
It sounded like the cry of a gigantic hound.
Poor devil. before.
I see. This puts me in a very difficult position now. Just getting along now.
I'm terribly sorry.
That's perfectly all right.
Well, thank you so much for coming anyway.
Well, there might have been a serious matter.
Oh, drink.
More serious than that, even.
Drink before you go.
Oh, no. No, thank you.
Well, I do hope you find him.
Find who, madam? How's the ditch?
I thought you were looking for
And what do you know about that?
It was on the radio.
Was it? Well, that's what I'm here about, really. Didn't want to cause any unnecessary panic, even with a murderer in our midst.
Murder, did you say?
That wasn't on the radio.
Who has murdered, Inspector?
Perhaps no one yet. Only time will tell.
You believe he's in our midst, Inspector?
I do. If any of you have seen a youngish-looking fellow in a floral shirt, white pants, spiky hair, someone who's just claiming to be moved into the neighborhood, someone who on the surface seems the same as you or I, now is the time to speak. Don't interrupt me.
Inspector!
Very well.
No, listen to me.
Please, ladies and gentlemen, we're all in this together. I must ask you to put yourself completely in my hands.
Inspector, don't! I love Albert!
I don't think you quite grasped my meaning.
Is one of us in danger, Inspector?
Didn't you find it odd that upon his escape, the madman made a beeline from Altain Manor? It is my guess that he holds a deep-seated grudge against someone in this very house. Lady Cynthia,
Yeah,
where is your husband?
my husband. You don't mean
I don't know, but I have reason to believe he is the real McCoy.
the real what?
William Herbert McCoy, who is a young man being solicited in the streets of Corner for a cup of coffee, replied, "Why don't you do a decent day's work, you shifty old bag of horse manure?" all those years ago, and went on to make his fortune. The madman, being a mere boy at the time, never forgot that moment, and held in his heart the promise of revenge. Have you forgotten to tell me something?
So the madman has struck? Oh, it's horrible. Just horrible!
Now you see the type of man you're protecting?
I can't believe it. Cynthia, I'll have to tell him. Inspector, a man of that description has indeed appeared in our midst. Simon Gascoigne. Oh, he had charm. I'll give you that. And he took me in completely. I'm afraid I made a fool of myself over him. So did Cynthia.
Where is he now?
Well, he must be around the house. Couldn't have gotten away in these conditions.
You're right. Fear not, Lady Muldoon. I shall apprehend the man who killed your husband.
My husband? I don't understand.
It all points to Gascoigne,
Well, yes, but who's that?
your husband.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
I tell you, it's not.
I'm in charge of this case.
But that's not my husband.
Are you sure?
I just think.
Then who is it?
I don't know.
Nobody?
I've never seen him before.
Quite unlike anyone I've ever met.
This case is becoming an utter shambles.
So what are we going to do?
I'll call the police.
Good idea. Wait a minute. I thought you were the police.
Thank God, and here are the lives of them coming. Yes, we're on our own, cut off from the world and in grave danger.
You mean?
Yes, I do think the murderer will strike again.
You mean?
Yes, one of us ordinary mortals, thrown together by fate and cut off by the elements, is the murderer. He must be found. Search the house.
Hello? Anyone about? Honey.
This is where Simon gets asked.
What happened, Inspector?
He's dead. Simon Gascoigne, I presume. Rough justice even for a killer. Unless we assume that the body could not have been lying here before he had entered the house. And there's your answer. But now, who killed Simon Gascoigne and why?
Shut to the heart, and you're too late. I need you, bad night.
Feelings deceiving her left, right, and center.
Of course, I'd still have cockroach behind me.
She needs someone steadier, more mature.
And if I can do it, so could he.
Yes, I know of a rather nice hotel. Discreet, run by a man of the world.
Uneasy lies the head that wears the crown.
Breakfast served right in one's bed and no questions asked.
Does cockroach dream of me?
Hello? What's happening?
Yes, what do you make of it so far?
It is at this point that the play for me becomes alive. The foundation has been well and truly laid, for it has a beginning, a middle, and will no doubt prove to have an end. For this, let's give thanks. Let's give double thanks for a good, clean show without any traces of smut. But perhaps even all of this would be for nothing, if not for one of the performances that I consider to be the summits in the ranges of contemporary theater. Why, she is the finest Sophia since before the war.
If we were to give this play a close examination, and I think that is the least tribute we can pay, I think we can see that the author here has given us the human condition.
More talent in her little finger,
An uncanny ear that might have belonged to a Van Gogh,
a public scandal that she's been ignored.
and faced with such ubiquitous obliquity, I find it hard, nay, I find it very hard, to refrain from inciting the names of Kafka, Sartre, Shakespeare, St. Paul, Beckett, Burkitt, Pinero, Pirandello, Dante, and Dorothy L. Sayers.
A rattling good evening out, I was held.
Harder still, if it was harder still, Dante, Hello? What? It's for you? Are you sure? It's definitely for you. Just take it and go, please.
Hello? Oh, for goodness sake, I told you never call me at work, Myrtle. What? Last night? No, that was nothing. I took her out simply by keeping au fait with the world of pink monk. Yes? Yes, I promise. I promise. I said I do, Myrtle. I can't right now. No, I'm not alone. No, she's not here. Okay, fine. I love you too, and you're my little fluffy bunny Pinky Boo. Now, for God's sake, Myrtle, goodbye!
You?
Yes. Hello again.
What are you doing here?
Well,
Honestly, darling, you really are extraordinary.
Yes, well, here I am.
You must have been desperate to see me. I mean,
No,
I'm flattered.
you forgot all wrong.
What is it?
I want to call it off.
I see.
I didn't promise you anything, and there is my
You
reputation.
don't have to say anymore.
And my wife, too. I don't know how she got molted, but
Of all the nerve!
sorry. I just didn't mean it like that.
You philandered coward!
I want you to know I meant those things I said. Oh, yes, shows great promise. I shall say so.
I'll kill you for this kind of gaslighting.
Good God.
I've come to set the card table, sir.
What? I don't have time to play cards.
Oh, Lady Muldoon will be disappointed.
You mean she wants me?
Oh, yes, sir. I told her and put her in quite a tizzy.
Yes, well, a man of my influence is nothing to be sneezed at. I have the name for the making of reputations. Quite a chisel, sir.
Come down here. What are you doing?
Oh, I know what you're thinking. But the fact is, I genuinely believe her performance to be one of the summits.
Darling!
Hello. Dear lady, may I say once that I genuinely consider your performance to be one of the summits in the...
Don't say anything for a moment. Just hold me.
Okay. By God, she does have her mouth open.
You can't want me like this.
I'm not afraid to proclaim nightly my love for you.
Darling, this is madness.
Yes, I am mad with love.
Please remember where we are.
I don't care. Let them think what they like. I love you.
Don't. I love Albert.
Albert's dead. Don't you understand me? He's dead.
No, I'll never give up hope. We're not free.
What, Myrtle? She means nothing to me. She's nothing but cocoa and blue nylon fur slippers. Not a sparkly baby. She's missing a whole new length in her body.
You're cat-sided. You'll use me and then cast me aside, just as you have cast aside so many others.
No,
to her.
What did I tell you?
Yes, what is it, Mrs. Strand? Should I close the windows now? Fog, it's beginning to roll off the lake like a deadly. Yes, you better.
Look, they got your number.
I'll leave in my own time. Thank you very
I
much.
suppose you know that's the end for you.
I don't need your nickel and dime Toronto Sun prognostications, okay? I found something bigger and finer.
If only it were Higgs.
And that's the nature down, wish you. I think I'm here coming down right now.
Look out below!
Simon!
That reckless son of a...
Which you're all right. Magnus, this is Simon Gascoigne.
What's he doing here?
He just turned up.
Really? How do you like it here?
Couldn't take it night after night.
So, you're still here. Of course he's still here. We were just about to play cards. There's no need to introduce you two, is there? For I recall now that you, Simon, met me
Yes, well, I like to give young up-and-comers the benefit of my, she likes technique.
last night.
Oh, no, I was not talking about last night.
Last night, well, indeed. You helped me move the table.
See that, Moon? He tried to kill me. I told you it's Magnus. Not that it is Magnus.
Magnus, who killed the guy, right?
Facts are staring me right in the face. He's after Cynthia, for one thing.
It's Gascoigne, isn't it?
Over my dead
Well,
body.
would you just sit down?
Simon,
Please.
She needs me, Moon. I've got to make her divorce.
right. Who goes first?
I do. I'll dummy for an open rough and double my holding on the South's Queen.
Did I hear you say you saw Felicity last night, Simon?
Let's just play cards.
Pay 21 or trunk my contract. Cynthia's turn. I'll trunk your contract with 5 dummy no trunks there. And I'll move westward for the rebid in Banger's Rough on the second string there. Simon?
Would you mind doing that again?
And I'll trunk your contract with 5 dummy no trunks there. And I support your rebid for the banker in the solo rep on the second string there.
And I call your bluff.
Well done, Simon. It's strange how Simon appeared in the neighborhood from nowhere. We know so little about him, right? Simon, it's your opening to the minor bid. Let's see. I think I'll overbid the spade convention offered at King's Gambit 4 there. And West Dummy split double at Queen's Bishop 4 there.
Ah. Fates vos jeux. Rien ne va plus. Rouge and noir. 0.
And I call your bluff.
I meld. I hug.
I rough.
I bluff.
Twist. Bust.
Check.
Snap.
How's that? Not out.
Then it's up.
Bingo!
Simon, your luck's in tonight. We shall see. The night's not over yet, Simon Gascoigne.
Red herring. It's none of my law. Oh, yes. She's as clean as a whistle. And you, too. Where have I seen you before? Strange. There's something about you.
Care for a spinner on the rose garden, Cynthia?
There's nothing for you there, you know.
Think so?
She knows which side her bread is buttered. I'm a man not without a certain influence for those who would reap the limelight. She's not going to throw me away if I have me skies crippled.
It's old American frog.
Don't give me that. I tumbled to you right from the start. You guys think you're so smart, but sooner or later you make a mistake.
Well, I think I'll go and oil my gun.
Double bluff. Seen it 1,000 times.
I think Magnus suspects something. And Felicity. Simon, was there anything between you and Felicity?
No, I simply flattered her over a few drinks. Told her she'd go far, that sort of thing. Dear me, the fuss that has been made over a simple flirtation.
If I find that you have falsely seduced me from my poor, dear husband Albert, I will kill you, Simon Gascoigne.
Pull yourself together.
I can't help it. I love her.
Can't you see you're making this a complete farce?
I know. I will give up my position, of course. I don't care. I'm a goner.
Bergman, think of your friends, your family, your high standing in the world of letters, your photojournalist, for God's sakes. What will Ed say? Bergman, what are you doing? Leave the body alone. Come back.
It's Higgs. What? It's Higgs.
Don't be silly.
It's Higgs, I tell you. He's dead. Dead? But who would want talked to
But you must have been there the whole time.
killed Higgs.
But I was filling into that. So it's just punishment. But I didn't, I tell you.
I've got it.
I swear I didn't.
So that was it.
But I swear I didn't.
I see it all now.
I didn't do it. It wasn't Bergu. No! No! Live, Jeremy, live! No! No! He was too young. I don't understand. I mean, he had his faults. He was a big old. But who did this? And why? I can't see you like this.
To say it is Hellpoint, pace, focus, interest, drama, wit, originality, is to see this is not my cup of tea at all. One only has to compare this rag bag with the masters of the genre to see we have a trifle that is not my cup of tea.
I'm sorry to be blunt, but there's no getting away from it. It lacks pace, a complete ragbag.
I will go further. Those of you who were fortunate enough to attend the Comédie Française Wednesday last will not need to be reminded that this is no substitute for éclat.
It clearly lacks elan.
Some of the cast soon will give it up acting altogether, apparently aghast, will find themselves in the evening that would, and indeed will, make the angels weep.
I'm not a prude, but I fail to see the need for the shower of filth and sexual illusion foisted onto an unsuspecting public in the guise of modernity at all costs.
Well, Inspector, is this your man?
Yes. Yes.
It's Simon.
Yes. Poor Simon. Is this some kind of joke to you people?
Well, if it is, Inspector, it's in very poor taste.
That's it. I am going to find out who killed this man. Everybody assume the position you were in before the shot was fired. No one leaves the house tonight.
I believe we all had the opportunity to fire the shot, Inspector. I am not the insult. Which one of us would want to?
Perhaps it was you, Major Magnus.
Why should I want to kill him?
Why? Why? Simple enough, really. Because he was onto you. Right from the start. Yes, he had you figured out. And so you killed him. You killed him before he could tell me. Before he could tell any of us that you killed. That guy.
What motive would there be for killing him? Who is that guy, Inspector?
Well, judging by his shoe size, I don't know. Quite unlike anyone I've ever seen before.
Inspector.
Yes, what is it, dear lady? Out with it!
Happening to enter this room earlier today to close the windows, I happened to overhear a conversation by the deceased Simon Gascoigne to her ladyship. And I quote, "I will kill anyone who comes between us."
Ah, so that's it then. This guy was killed by Simon.
But he didn't come between us. Prior to that reported remark, I also happened to be in earshot of a remark made by Lady Muldoon to the deceased, to the effect, "I will kill you, Simon Gascoigne." Mrs. Trent, why don't you go and something with me? Make yourself useful.
Thank you for mentioning that. You see, it is by these chance remarks that we in the force build up our case before we take down our perpetrator. Now, Lady Muldoon, I must tell you that anything you say can and will be held against.
Yes, I hated Simon Gascoigne.
Aha!
For he had me in his power, but I never killed him.
Aha.
Prior to that, Inspector, I also happened to overhear a remark made by Felicity Cunningham. No doubt in the heat of the moment, but it stuck in my mind as these do. And I quote, "I will kill you for this, Simon Gascoigne." That's enough.
Well, it seems like everybody wanted a piece of old Simon. And it seems I have the final piece of the jigsaw and am now ready to reveal the true murderer. You see, this was so simple, so intuitive. Even a second grader could have thought it. I'm sure anyone would have thought it if they really thought this through. You see, that man was McCoy, the American, who, as we heard, met Gascoigne in the streets. and after soliciting him a quarter for a donut, smacked him across the ear, remarking, "How's that for a grudge to bear, you sniveling little twit?" So many years ago. Gascoigne bided his time, but in due course tracked McCoy down to this very house. Along the way, happening across a simple, ambitious girl from Richmond Hill. He was charming. He was persuasive. No doubt telling her that she would go straight to the top. And she, flattered by his sophistication, gave in to his simple desires. Perhaps she loved him. We will never know. But it was in her very hour of promised triumph that his eye met another. Yes, I refer to Lady Cynthia Loman. You see, once he had caught sight of her, there was no one else for him. He was trapped, binded in her spell, willing to sacrifice anything, anyone, for her. Even you, Felicity Cunningham. And it was only today that you, unexpectedly finding him here, had a bitter argument with him and learned the horrible truth. And so you had a threat on his life, I believe Mrs. Drudge had said. A threat that you carried out in this very room at your first opportunity. Now, Miss Cunningham, I must tell you that
Doesn't make any sense.
but you're looking at it backwards. You see, it does really make sense.
So why should any of us want to kill a perfect stranger?
Perhaps he was not a stranger. One of us.
But I don't understand. Simon was a pretty person, right?
We only have your word for that, Inspector. We only have your word for a lot of things. For instance, McCoy. Who is McCoy? Is there any truth to that fantastic and implausible tale?
I can definitely say.
Insults inflicted in the American streets? Or is there something more to it? Something quite unknown to the rest of us? Suppose for a moment the madman, having killed this stranger for private and inscrutable reasons of his own, was disturbed of before he could dispose of the body. And so, having cut the telephone lines, returned to the scene of the crime, masquerading as Police Chief Inspector Hound.
Me? But I'm not crazy. I'm almost sure I'm not crazy.
Only to discover a man in the house by the name of Simon Gascoigne, who recognized the stranger as a man against whom you once held a very deep-seated grudge.
That's preposterous. I didn't kill him. I was over there. You
Witness
saw it.
to you. Are you the real Inspector Hound?
You know damn well I'm not.
Thought as much.
I only dream. Sometimes I dream.
So it was you, the madman killer. It was horrible, just horrible. The strangers, it's in our midst.
Yes.
Oh, God.
I had a shrewd suspicion he would show up tonight, and he walked right into my trap.
Trap? What trap?
You see, I am not the real Major Magnus Muldoon. I now reveal myself as...
You mean?
Yes, I am the real Inspector Hound.
Puckeridge!
Oh my.
Stand where you are, or I shoot.
You killed Higgs and Burgess and it took
I have waited a long time for this moment.
So you are the real Inspector Hound?
Not only that, I've been living a double life, at least.
You mean?
Yes, it's been 10 long years, Cynthia. But don't you remember me?
You mean?
Yes, it is me. Albert, who lost his memory, joined the force, rising by merit to the rank of inspector. His past blotted out, until fate cast him back to the very house in which he left behind his girlish bride. In short, my darling, my memory has returned, and your long wait is over.